Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Bluddworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I'm going to be talking about TSR.Games, Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum, and what appears to be a real effort being put out by the players in these two enterprises here, principally Ernie Gary Gygax Jr., as well as James M. Ward as a writer for one of the games that they're already producing and getting ready to release in the summer of 2021. But the big news is that they seem to be fairly confident, and they're putting it out across social media, that TSR Games is going to get their hands on some part of the Star Frontiers franchise, whether it be just the name, and then they have to create their own, the own game around it, and basically do a reboot, which is how they've advertised it as. They're going to produce a reboot of the game. Perhaps they will work on actually getting the true IP of the game, but it's very, very exciting news. TSR is obviously most well known for Dungeons and Dragons, but Star Frontiers was a very popular game back then, and it is still popular to this day. There are still communities dedicated to Star Frontiers. There are still plenty of players, and just the idea of them producing new products along that IP is really exciting. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And I hope that bodes well for getting some of the other dead IPs that WotC might actually own, but they've done little or nothing with, other than just reviving print on demand or producing PDFs of the originals and putting them on, whether it be Drive-Through RPG or DM's Guild or any of the other formats that crossing my fingers, as I know many of you are probably excited about the same news, and just hoping that this is something that comes about. I certainly support it, and I'll continue to support TSR and the products that they're producing. So along those lines, let's take a look and see what they do have online. So I am switching here to, now this is the Dungeon Hobby Museum. So this is their shop, and you can already see that they've been adding more and more to this. So they have several game supplements and adventure modules and such, written by Ernest Gary Gygax. They're including some of these other older prints and such. Here was another surprise, though. So they you can purchase now through this website Top Secret New World Order. So I am guessing that once TSR.Games secured the TSR license, basically the logos and the name TSR.Games, they were somehow able to either convince Jason Elliott to attach onto here, or they were able to kind of, I guess, force them to merge with what they're doing here, because now through this website you can purchase Top Secret New World Order. Now the game series that they've just produced themselves, or in the process of producing, is Giantlands. So I'm going to make an attempt to switch over to Giantlands here, and take a closer look at this as well. So Giantlands is written by James M. Ward and probably other contributors. You can already see that the art here is by Larry Elmore, and that's going to be really exciting to see how much he's doing there. They've already mentioned that he's doing a cover for the Star Frontiers reboot. We're waiting on more details about that, and hopefully we can get a solid answer about how that's actually going to work as far as the IP is concerned and such, whether they'll be able to make new materials, possibly using OGL, and using the game mechanics of old Star Frontiers and then just repackaging it. I believe the way it's said is that they have to make like 3 significant changes in order to not infringe upon an older held IP's copyright. But I'm no lawyer, so I really don't know that for sure. But Giantlands, which is something that I backed, so it's a first edition box set. It's limited to 1,000, I think, copies of it. $79.99 for this box set. I certainly jumped on it as soon as I saw it. I was like, you know what, I want one. All right, so I jumped in on it. Really looking forward to it. Let's go back to their online store. Let's see if that works. Yes, it did. So back at their online store, they also have a number of other things such as, you know, t-shirts and which I'm actually wearing one of them now. I picked up their I'm going to wait to get the patches and everything. So they have a number of patches that we can go through here. And if I do make a visit to the Hobby Shop Museum, I'm certainly picking up the patches when I'm there. I already purchased dice, and the dice here are a real bargain. I mean, $4 for a set of dice is an unbelievable bargain. At the time, I picked up 4 different packs. There was just one of the logos that I was not able to pick up. It was sold out, but hopefully they'll get back and add some of that to it. So I'm going to switch views again and come back here. But really, the big news is that they at least feel that they can get their hands on Star Frontiers, and that's really exciting. That also potentially opens the door for them to do more with. Well, now that it appears that they have also Top Secret, hopefully that means that they will be able to start producing more items for Star Frontiers, including a reboot for Top Secret, New World Order, or perhaps the older version of Top Secret as well. And I know a lot of the buzz has been, you know, well, what about Gamma World? What about Boot Hill? I doubt they'll ever be able to touch Marvel, but there was also TSR Conan, which was another game that I really loved playing, you know, at the time. Even though there's quite a few other Conan the Barbarian based games out there, Conan the Barbarian is a fairly easy IP to build something new around. Because most of it is public domain, but again, I don't know who's. I guess Marvel owns the rights of just Conan comic books, so I don't know exactly who owns the rights of Conan games. But again, this is just conjecture, you know, of what they could possibly get their hands on. I doubt Indiana Jones, even though there is a new Indiana Jones movie coming out. That's owned by Disney, and you know, TSR at this point is probably way too small to even, you know, tangle up with an IP that is held by a mega corporation like Disney. So once again, I don't usually do these kinds of videos. I usually don't get too involved um, with gaming news per se. So, but this is just something that I find very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that they do kind of revive some of these older franchises, not just out of the nostalgia of it, but I think that a lot of new players can be introduced to these older games and really generate a lot of buzz. It'll be overall great for the hobby, for more people to look at some of the older systems and get them involved with it as well. So once again, really exciting stuff coming out. I hope that it's as good as it sounds. I'm going to remain slightly skeptical about what it actually means by, oh, well, we're going to reboot Star Frontiers, but I hope that they can really either revive the entire franchise or at least in their reboot. I expect that it will be quality, whatever they manage to do, and hopefully it's on par, at least with what Star Frontiers meant to us back then, which was a great game. It's still a great game. Still a lot of people involved with it, playing it. So looking forward to that. So once again, thanks for joining. I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you have any comments or questions or anything, leave it in the comment section. Especially if you hear any news or have any corrections, if I misstated anything that you want to jump in on and say, no, this is actually what went on. Particularly with Top Secret New World Order, I don't know exactly how those two have merged or whatever, but maybe that kind of news is out there as well. And certainly, if you hear anything about Top Secret, Star Frontiers, that I'm really, really interested in. So, once again, thanks for joining. Have a great afternoon and take care.